that is take some risk. If you serve Brazil free balls, easy plays, keep them in system, you're in trouble. You have to serve them tough. See that perfect pass by Alisson? He comes in, he's going to side out almost every time. You have to put him on his heels, make them feel uncomfortable. Easier said than done, Nick.
Yeah, and especially when off the court, they really are the nice guys of the beach volleyball tour. They have time for everybody. I took the time to congratulate Alisson, what turned into a 10-15 minute conversation, and the same thing happening to just about everybody in the hotel lobby, you name it. Wherever they go, they have time. Did they have to learn something special, the Brazilians, on how to keep their focus? Because the distraction for them now, as Olympic and World and Tour final champions, becomes bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they won because of their character and who they are. They really take this game seriously. I've spoken to Bruno at length many a times. He knows his volleyball history. There looks like an ace, but no, it's going to be out of bounds, and I don't believe that they will challenge. One of the best sportsmen ever out there is Alisson. You know, he is a sportsman. He wants to win fair and square. He's a competitor, but like you said, he's kind of a gentle giant. Bruno, he's a fierce competitor, undersized, so he's worked extremely hard, and I don't think anyone's ever done it in FIVB history. Bruno won the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year in 2015, so these guys were destined to do something great. And it's fun to talk to Bruno. He knows his history. He knows all the players in the 80s and even before. He's a student of the game, and he wants to get better and better every time he gets on the court.
Well, credit where it's due to the Polish players in red and white. They're holding their own here against the Olympic champions. They're taking their shot at the big guns. And so far, so good. Here's Prudel with service. The opening exchanges have been side out for side out. Good play from Poland. Well, just as I say that, service error, a frustrating service error. Total of 14 points scored on the board, which means a side switch, just to make sure there's no advantage from either side. The wind gusting on the top part of the court, but as we get to the bottom and the sand, the wind has actually kept it off and hasn't really interfered with play at all. Only problem has been the rainfall. It just seems to have relented a little. Kiss on the tape from Bruno's service. And there's a good strike from the Brazilian number 2, Gregor Fievek. Wants to show Alisson that he can swing his arm just as well, maybe not as big and tall.
Fievek, he is 6'1" as well, so both defenders, Bruno Oscar Schmidt and Fievek. Other side of the net, 6'1". Look at that serve over the shoulder of Alisson by Fievek into the corner, and Alisson, he can just acknowledge that as a good serve. That was a tough one. It came in high and then just died into the corner.
84 kilometers per hour, the service speed. That play from Fievek. Can he put in another one? Oh, he's equally as fast and powerful, but Bruno Schmidt controls it nicely and shows a little bit of class and finesse. Pops that ball over the top of the Polish block.
Bruno Oscar Schmidt, as I said, a student of the game. He is very aware that he's 6'1", but he says that his success on the World Tour and, of course, winning Olympic gold, it's given him so much notoriety. Alisson really dominant at the net, but Bruno says that he's so happy to see shorter players getting involved. He believes that he's a mentor, a motivator, and proof that you don't have to be 6'8" to play this game. You can be 6'1" and you can be dominant, as he has been.
Hopefully yet.
You got to train first, right?
It's a good start to this first set, men's quarterfinal. The Americans are out on court 2 right now. We'll see Canada and another Polish team go up in the last match of centre court here. But right now, the Olympic champions, Alisson and Bruno Schmidt, starting to get into gear here, leveling the scores once again. There have been a couple of breaks from Poland, but Brazil have pulled them both back.
Nice shot right there. Bruno Oscar Schmidt is so effective because every time he comes in to hit, it looks like he's going to swing. And then he adjusts to make those finesse shots once he sees the defense. Nice full shot right there. It's not often that a shot isn't Bruno's direction that he doesn't get a hand on it. Such a great defender, great anticipation.
One of the many VIPs in the grandstand, and from the Toronto Raptors, NBA champions, that's their point guard, Corey Joseph, in the black jacket there. Good to see Corey here. Everybody looking to get a photo. It was Lennox Lewis earlier in the week, the Olympic boxing and 3-time world heavyweight champion. And it's the NBA Raptors star, Toronto Raptors star, Corey Joseph, one of the many VIPs in attendance at this Swatch Beach Volleyball FIVB World Tour Finals.
Yeah, just a real nice guy. I was able to meet him just moments ago before we went on air, and just a great guy. First time experience in beach volleyball. I told him the weather is usually not like this, and he kind of took the blame, saying that he's very used to the weather at times being like this, but he may come out tomorrow when that sun's going to be shining.
Shining on the gold medals tomorrow. We've made a slight reschedule of the competition. We've moved the women's final due to these adverse weather conditions to tomorrow at lunchtime. And of course the men's final also scheduled tomorrow afternoon. Now we need to sort out who's going to be in the men's semis in the morning and the men's finals on Sunday here in Toronto. Poland have started this first set well, but they're now, I believe, Dane, starting to let the Brazilians get inside them, under their skin, and start to make their domination come clear now.
Beautiful serve by Brazil. They'll have an opportunity to put it away, and there's that aggressive play in transition that Alisson is known for. And Brazil trying to get some separation, but Poland, give them a lot of credit. They're hanging tough. They're right in there. Remember, this is the #1 seed versus the #10 seed. So on paper, the Brazilians have a massive advantage.
Good shot from Pruda. An important point for Poland, just to keep Brazil within their sights. Those are the kind of shots that make Alisson one of the intimidating players on the tour. I was kind of intimidated when I went and shook his hand and said congratulations earlier this week. A little bit the same as you are when you meet Lennox Lewis for the first time. But it's his style of play that really gives him this reputation of being the powerhouse of the tour.
Yeah, he's aggressive. He likes to hit first and then ask questions later, right? He brings it every single time. He's an intimidating force blocking. And here in transition, what does he do? He tries to hit that ball as hard as he can. That time he misses it. He got a little bit under it. But that's the kind of aggression he is going to exhibit on the court all the time. If you meet him off the court, it's interesting because he's the exactly opposite. He's a lot more chill, relaxed, mellow.
Gets it all out of his system on the sand. Good serve receive from the man we're referring to, Alisson. Oh, look how delighted Prudel is there. Prudel so chuffed to actually stuff that block on the attack of Alisson.
Prudel a bit undersized at 6'3", but he's got great technique. He gets his hands in the right position, and Alisson, he's been known to get blocked here and there, and it usually comes back pretty hard at him because he hits that ball so hard. A lot of teams take different strategies when they face this Brazilian duo. A lot of teams will go to Alisson because of the many shots and the quick arm swing from Bruno, and others will serve Bruno thinking that they'll have a bit better luck going his way. But there's no definitive way that people like to approach this team because usually people don't have answers. Wow, there's a great camera angle of seeing Alisson Alisson get up and seal the line, just nowhere to go right there. For Prudel, up and over. His timing is impeccable.
That is a monster block.
Can't write it up any better. That's textbook blocking. Timing and penetration over the net. Strong hands. It's tough to get by that big block of Alisson. The big key is to limit him getting on a run, because he can start to take over a match if you don't watch out. Checking out the Brazilians. 81% services in. 19% of the time when they are serving, they are scoring. So they would like to improve upon that, get it up just a little bit. When you're on the receiving end, if you can side out at 80%, you're in pretty good shape. So you want to try to get the opposition at a lower clip. There, a look at Poland, 86% in, 21% they are scoring. So pretty equal on both sides. Brazil up 16-14, just 5 points away from taking this first set.
Here's Bruno Schmidt with a service, just 29 years of age. Many of you will remember this Brazilian duo winning the Porridge major earlier this season on the 3rd of July in Croatia. Oh, and he just got a little caught there, the big man.
He's angry himself. He's very angry.
I thought he twisted on his knee. That's good to see. But he's up and unhurt.
That was interesting. He almost misjudged the ball and maybe didn't see it well. He was moving forward. And he goes right back at it. You know, Alisson had a very tough injury during the Olympic Games. He twisted his ankle really bad in the last pool play match. And at the time, honestly, Nick, I didn't think he was going to be able to continue. He could barely put any pressure on his ankle. And he was carried off, took a 5-minute timeout to rest and get some medical attention. And then he came out, and I believe having that injury, it allowed him to focus a lot more. After that happened, he was extremely focused. He was hitting the ball as hard as he could. He couldn't jump almost half of what he's normally jumping, but somehow, some way, when you get an injury, a lot of times you focus at the task at hand, and they got even better from that point on rather than getting worse.
They're holding their form, Poland here, keeping their focus. Again, what a power play from Bruno Schmidt. I want to point it out that the head-to-head results over the years, past couple of seasons, are only 3-2 Brazil to Poland. They've beaten them this season in the Porridge major. That was Fjellbeck and Prudel. In 3 sets, they have beaten these guys, so it's not such a surprise to see them holding their confidence, holding their form, and chasing every point and being as close as they are.
You're absolutely right. Having a 3-2 series lead is not a big lead, so it goes back and forth when these two teams step onto the court. Poland, they are confident. They believe that they can win, and that's why they're going to hang tough every single time.
It's Prudel for Poland with service. That's not going to help your case on such a key point, business end, as we like to say, is set 1. And now it is 19-17. Bruno Schmidt to the back of court, serving for Brazil, looking to get this first set wrapped up and out the way. Schmidt with a nice jump top spin serve to Prudel. Prudel now on the attack for Poland. Just off the fingertips of Alisson Ceruti. Valuable side out for Poland.
Ooh, right on that right finger. That can't feel good. When you're a blocker, it's just kind of the nature of the beast. It's part of the business. You're gonna take some shots off those fingers. You just hope that you don't get hurt. And Alisson gives a little right back to Prudel. That one looked like it went off his face or his head.
You're going to bend my fingers, I'm going to bend you back. Very powerful, dynamic and exciting play, I have to say, from Alisson. This is for the first set. Prudel attacks again, Alisson at the net. Oh, a nice little touch there over the top of the block.
That was perfect. Very composed offense right there by Prudel.
Second set ball for Brazil. Rain is really pouring here at Paulson Pier, Toronto. Here's the set for Bruno. And an infringement from Poland, even though they've scored the point. And set one in the first men's quarter-final here at centre court goes to the Olympic champs Alisson and Bruno Schmidt, 21-19.
I think Poland is going to call a challenge here because Prudel said to himself, you know what, I did not net. The whistle was blown dead. He said, what are you talking about? I did not net. I need to challenge this call. So the referee is going to take a look at it. Carlos Rivera, the head referee from Puerto Rico. This thing might not be over just yet because if there is no net on Prudel, he's up, he's over. No fault here, so there's no fault, so they're gonna have to replay this point. Successful challenge by Poland. They're gonna have to replay the point, come out. Since the ref blew the play dead and there was no infraction, the only thing you can do is replay the point.
The ball went so out. Didn't touch the ground.
If there's no touch, then the ball went out of play off the block anyway.
No, but the net violation was called.
Didn't touch the ground.
It doesn't matter if the ball touches the ground or not. The net violation happened and it was still playable.
Well, Bruno wants to have a word with both the first and the second referees, Carlos Rivera and Jason Boyko.
So Brazil now is going to call a timeout.
That's sensible. That's a good move. Clever tactic, just to calm themselves down and regain their composure. Well, let's go to a quick interview whilst we're in this timeout with the point guard for the Toronto Raptors, Corey Joseph, who's talking to Casey McTavish.
Yeah. Hi, I'm here with Corey Joseph, the point guard of the Toronto Raptors. How you doing? How are you enjoying your experience here?
I'm having a blast. The setup is amazing. Watching the game here, you know, the players are very athletic, and it's actually, you know, some similarities of basketball, athleticism-wise.
Do you think you'd make a good beach volleyball player?
I'll be maybe okay. I don't know much about the sport, but I'm definitely intrigued, and maybe I'll try it one day.
We'll have to get you to challenge the Olympic champs out there.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be no match, but I'll definitely try. I'm a competitive guy.
All right, enjoy your experience here.
Thank you.
Great to see Corey Joseph in the crowd and really enjoying watching the Olympic champions. Now let's settle that controversy, let's settle that controversial decision and point and see if Brazil can now wrap up this first set. Well, we've added a 2 or 3 minute or two, and look at Alisson having to pull Bruno back to the dugout because Bruno wants to go back for another piece of the referee there, Dave.
Yeah, I get his frustration, but the big problem is it has to be treated as an inadvertent whistle. It's like the ref blowing the whistle and calling the play dead before it happened. That's basically what happened because the umpire called the net violation. The net violation never really happened, but the play was blown dead at that point. So regardless of if Prudel could have gotten that ball up or not, it didn't really matter. And that's why Bruno's upset, because he's saying, you know what, Prudel couldn't have gotten the ball up anyway.
Well, the spike speed is 75 kilometers per hour, but just if we can stay with this slow-mo a little longer. And look at Bruno, he's going back for the referee here on the left of the screen. Alisson literally has to pick him up and take him off the court. And that was a wise move from his partner. Could have got themselves in all kinds of trouble there.
Yeah, could have gotten a red card, possibly. That's why this team has such great chemistry. They work so well together. And you got to have your partners back and know when to calm them down. And right now, Bruno a little bit heated. And if you're Poland, you don't want that, because when Bruno gets fired up, he gets even more focused. And expect Brazil to come out and win decisively here in the second set.
They're ready for some fireworks from Bruno Schmidt. Puts down a blinding serve to Prudel. And then Alisson said, come on, let's get this over and done with and get back to the hotel. Great start in the second set for the Olympic and world champions Brazil.
See, and Alisson, he knows his partner's fired up, so he's going to elevate his game for his partner. He got up huge up and over on that last block.
As you can see him there, burning fingers. That's what the crowd have come to watch. A little bit of tension between the two teams. A little bit of angst between the ref and the players. It's all part of the drama. It's all part of the game.
It's been a challenging day, let's say, for Carlos Rivera. He got an earful this morning from Forêt from Switzerland, and now Bruno. Oscar Schmidt not too happy, but I think he's done a good job up there. That last call was definitely the right call.
Oh, look at Brazil here now playing as if every point was a winner. Oh, good play from Prudel. Nice little Polish contingent in the crowd there. They're getting lots of reasons to cheer and wave their scarves. 2-2.
He's bringing it, and he challenges you to either try to block that or try to play defense against it. And no one on the World Tour has had answers to stop the big man at the net, Alisson.
It's Bruno that serves the game for Brazil. Still powering that ball at Prudel. That is a spectacular ace-serve from Bruno. And there is Karambula in the crowd, a man famous for his skyball serve.
Skyball, and remember the love hug?
Let's get that love hug back. Now, maybe we'll see one from Alisson and Bruno. They really are great entertainers as well as sportsmen. By Poland, trying to slow down the pace of play, the electrifying pace of play from Brazilian Olympic world champions. And of course they won the World Tour Finals event in Florida last year. 100,000 prize purse then, 1,000 prize purse this year as well. Biggest payday of the season. What a great way to wrap up the tour. The wind is still blowing, but it was looking a little murky, misty over the lake earlier, Lake Ontario, of course. But the visibility a lot better than it was just a couple of hours ago now.
Yeah, it got really dark on center court. Really windy at times. But the players have handled it well. You know, just watching, didn't know the conditions. They've really fought through it and kept consistent despite the rainfall. You do see the players wearing a little warmer attire, the Brazilians wearing those long sleeves. And notice that no players on the court have any sunglasses on either.
Second time lucky on the attack. Prudel justifies the call for the timeout for Poland. Breaks that rhythm of Brazil. Valuable side out.
Back on it here, try. Come on now.
With a good serve. Wonderful dig as well from Bruno. And he puts it away beautifully.
Bruno's offense. He comes in every time looking the same way, looking like he's going to hit. So he has that option to crush the ball or take a look at the defense and finesse it the opposite direction from the defender.
Well, he's called it before the referee can. That's an example of his sportsmanly behaviour. He really wants to win fair and square. I'm sure this man on the referee's position appreciates it. As Dave's already pointed out, he's had a tough day, Carlos Rivera. Service is out, 7-4. Brazil have already taken the first set, 21-19.
Nice up. Bruno pointing to the head referee, didn't like that set. And he shook his finger, said that set was no good. I thought if that was called, it would have been a very tight call. So Bruno maybe a little agitated still not seeing straight.
Good service from Vijavec. But Bruno Schmidt at the net wants to show the versatility, the wide range of shots and skills that he has at the net. There's another perfect example.
Look at the great contact on the ball. He gets that nice rotation on the ball, that'll get the ball to die and fall to the sand a little quicker. Bruno took a look at him, and Alisson said, oh, my bad. I don't know what happened there. I ducked, and it was a foot in bounds. I should have made a play on it.
They've done all the work as well, haven't they, to get themselves into position.
Oh, it was perfect. Here's a great turn and burn by Alisson to get the ball up. He pokes it almost for the winner, sees that this sets off the net and drops, and he's in position, and he ducks. That's one thing, you never want to duck on a ball. You want to open up so you still have a decision to make, and you can play it if you want to. If you duck and then decide to play it, it's too late.
Crudel serves to Alisson. Alisson now on the attack for Brazil. A bit more of a finesse shot from Alisson. Nice to see. It's not all about boom, boom on the ball.
Yeah, that's the thing with Alisson. Even though he's a big hitter, he has to have those roll shots, soft finesse shots, because you can't just be one-dimensional. Well, you can, but it's going to limit you. But if you want to be the best in the world, like Alisson is, you have to have a huge arsenal, and you have to be a force to be reckoned with at the net as well.
Another block for Alisson, and his tally is rising rapidly. Almost.
You can just see it on Alisson's face. He thinks he should block every one of the balls that comes his way. He's not happy when he doesn't.
Vijavec sticks with the original game plan to serve. That's a lovely shot right to Vijavec's feet. And given so little time to move around and get into position for the ball.
Alisson's signature shot is cross court. You rarely see him bounce the ball line like that, but he's showing he can do pretty much anything he wants up there. Net violation on Alisson. Frustration right there. He's made a couple of errors. There's that sportsmanship. The ref says, you better watch it there. He hit that ball nice and high just to let off some steam. Sometimes that's what you need to do to get back into a good frame and mindset.
You see Karen Buller in the crowd. It's a nice set. Oh, good save for Poland. Second time now for Bruno. Oh, and he's missed that.
Net violation on Prudell.